You dead! Get out, rogues! Make way! Make way for Witherbloom! Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and we are going to go explore the Witherbloom campus with a Golgari sacrifice token combo hard to explain deck that I think might blow your mind. Yeah, maybe not what people expected. It's a weird looking deck, and I definitely started my journey in Witherbloom by looking at some of the very powerful looking cards. The Gorgon, which is like a 11-10. I messed around with the command a lot, the Witherbloom command. I messed around with a lot of the cheap removal spells, and you know what? All of it was just like, well, nah. You can do cool things, but do you get ahead? Do you win the game? And then I got absolutely trounced just goofing around in play queue by a combination of Witherbloom Apprentice, Sedgemoor Witch, and Plum the Forgotten. And I was like, oh, that's the Witherbloom deck. There it is. No big clunky 4 mana 11-10 that always dies. Just combo kill your opponent. 2 and a black for a menace, ward, pay 3 life, magecraft. When you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, create a 1/1 black and green pest. When it dies, you gain a life. Cool. The ward thing means the opponent can target it if they pay 3 life to do it, which does matter because we're kind of a combo burn deck, and we'll get to how that works. The Magecraft ability in particular, something I sincerely underestimated about it was the cast or copy effect, and I didn't nearly take enough copy account. You just don't copy spells very often. If you do, it's in is it, right? So when you look at a card like this and you see that as Magecraft, cast or copy, you don't think much of it. But then they introduced this card, Plum the Forbidden. Plum the Forbidden. Why is it called Plum? Plum's like a fruit I eat. Anyway, 1 and a black instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice 1 or more creatures. When you do, copy this spell. For each creature sacrificed this way, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. If I have 4 pests and I sacrifice 4 pest tokens, I will draw 5 cards because this spell on its own does draw a card. And I will gain 4 life from the pest that I sacrificed. And I will draw the 4 other cards. So I draw 5 total cards. If I have a Sedgemoor Witch out when I do this, every single copy of the Plum triggers the Witch to make another pest creature. So the pests we sacrifice replace themselves. If I have a Witherbloom Apprentice out when I do this, it has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses a life and you gain 1. Then it's another drain for each effect there. You gain another life, and the opponent loses a life for every copy of the Plum. On top of that, you're drawing a bunch of cards, so you can draw into another copy of the Plum potentially and do it all over again since you replaced your army with the Witch. If you have a Bastion of Remembrance out when you do this, you drain them for 2 for every single copy, because every single one is sacrificing a creature. It's really explosive. It comes out of nowhere. And if you like it when the screen just stacks up with triggers like a scoot swarm going off when you cast a ramp spell, that's what this deck does. And it's going to blow your mind, hopefully, when we get into it and do some of this nonsense. Other cards in the deck. Valentin. This is a new card. The Dean of the Vein. So on the front side, the 1 black 1/1 menace lifelink. Don't be shy to play this, but it's not the main point of the deck. We have almost no removal in our deck. We're almost strictly a combo deck. And then you have Lisette, the Dean of the Root. Whenever you gain a life, you may pay 1. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain trample. This is kind of the alternate win con if the burn synergies aren't coming together. If you have the Dean of the Root out, say that you have like 4 pests and a Bastion of Remembrance. When you cast Village Rites, sacrificing a creature, like a pest, to the Bastion, it gains life twice. So then you can pay 2 mana and give all your creatures +2/+2 and trample. And it's a permanent +2/+2 because they're counters with the Dean of the Root. And that can really help you kind of set up a big lethal swing out of nowhere. The other new cards, because there's a lot of new cards, are the Learn cards. Eye Twitch, and which I actually think is a very good card. A bit underrated. 1 black, flying, when it dies, learn. We want things to die here, and we want to learn. Hunt for Specimens, just 2 mana, 1/1 pest, learn. The reason we want to learn, we have 4 copies of Pest Summoning in the sideboard to make sure that we are constantly making more pests. I also have a Necrotic Fumes for a removal spell and a Containment Breach to remove artifacts and enchantments and possibly make another pest. I also have a Giganta. I'm honestly not sure if I want the Giganta Companion or more Learn, because we've got so many Learn effects. For right now, I'm rolling with Giganta, the Elk, to just have a big body when I flood out, and a bunch of pests. A whole bunch of pests. It's not weird for this deck to go turn 1 Eye Twitch, turn 2 Hunt the Specimens, turn 3 Pest Summoning, turn 4 Village Rightsy Eye Twitch, cast Pest Summoning, turn 5 play a Segmore Witch, play like where'd it go? Plumb the Forbidden, sacrifice board, draw a bunch of cards. It's wild. Lovestruck Beast is great in the deck because you always have a 1/1. So why not have a 3 mana 5/5 that just wrecks everybody's day anyway? The Snarls are new, the Necro Snarl, and at least they have a chance to come in untapped. My review on these, if you're running the 2-color deck, I don't know if you need to run out and craft these. Maybe you should never craft these. Like, if you're spending wildcards on these, I think they're a lot worse. I think they're like the Temples. You don't spend wildcards on them. Just stick with your Fable Passage and your Pathways. They're a lot better. But if you happen to open them, you can try them out in 2-color decks like this. All right. I've introduced the deck. I have tried to cover the new cards the best I can. What I can say is if you're confused at this point, stick with me. Watching gameplay is a great way to get your questions answered. Ooh, we got a high-ranking matchup here. Let's go. Interesting hand. Should have a lot of value through the learns. Hopefully we draw a Plum. And then we pop off. We don't have the Plum or the other Magecraft spell. And here is Mono Red, the Witch, is what I was trying to think of. There's the Plum. All right, we're on the right track. So if we just run this out there, it probably gets Bone Crushed, so let's not. Let's go fetch some pests instead. We could try to double block this creature. No, let's deal some damage. Very curious about how this matchup with Mono Red is going to turn out. I think we'll have an Embercleave problem, because every deck does. But aside from Embercleave, I think we're okay. Robber of the Rich. Bastion. Do we race? Racing seems pretty good for us. We can be a lot more aggressive than it looks like we can when we have these combinations, and I can't wait to show you what happens next turn. I can't wait to show you how it all turns out. Yep, you have Annex. Everybody knows. So, 1, 2, 3. If they have Embercleave on top of it, we die. That's just the way life is. It's okay, though. Let's see. We don't want to lose one of these. So I guess we'll just attack here. And then we can do this now or after blocks. I guess we'll wait for blocks. It is instant speed after all. We just have to make sure that they don't also kill the Witherbloom Apprentice. So we want to do this in response if they target it. Here we go. If I sacrifice the Apprentice, does this still trigger? I don't think so. It doesn't see it, does it? Because it's part of the cost. Too bad. I want the Apprentice trigger, but I also want the copy trigger. Check it out. Triggers! So many. So many. Opponent's like, huh? Wait, what? Wait, you did what? How does this work? Okay, so for every copy of Plum is another trigger of the Apprentice, so another lose one, gain one. And then every creature that dies is a Bastion trigger. And then, of course, every Plum copy is another card drawn. Down to 9. Okay, that's enough Snarls. Too many Snarls. Let's grab this. It can kill the Annex. And another death. Opponent down to 8. We need to draw a regular land. Drawing 2 Snarls was absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. And we... Oh, no. Oh, no. Limited to 1 spell. Imagine being limited to 1 spell in a spot like this and at 10 life. So I guess we do it like this. And hope they don't have cleave. I mean, if they're thinking this hard, they better not have cleave. Their draw was really perfect, so it would be nice if they didn't have it one time. Attack all, play Embercleave. Good choice. Let's see. Let's see if that's what happens. Okay. Okay. Bone Crusher Central over here. Down to 4. Yeah, back up to 5. Then I'm all the way down to 5. Okay. Reveal. So, what do we play? We can kill the Annex, but they just get 2 1/1s. They didn't have cleave last turn. I'm sure that means they'll draw it this turn, but you know. We could also play Lovestruck Beast and a Pest Summoning, which puts them in a spot where they could just die. If we play Witherbloom Apprentice and a spell, we go up to 6, they go down to 3, but they're already in a bad spot, so I think it's these. Yeah, it's still Embercleave or bust here. Did they draw that land? I think they've played a land every turn, right? Yeah, I did go first. So, no, they did miss a land drop, so I think they drew that off the top. Which means no cleave. I mean, if you attack, you die. Yeah, exactly. All right. Apprentice. Apprentice. Kill it. Trigger, trigger. All right, if we attack, how do they live? They don't. Blocking them kills them, taking it kills the opponent. Go out blocking? That's so not the mono red way. There we go. On the play, hunting for specimens, Pest City. That's the way we like it. Twitch, twitch. I twitch. Let's go. You like the eye bat? I didn't know that could be... I didn't know I could be a creature type, but here we are. Here we are. Magic is... as magic does, I guess. Let's get our pest on. Drawing the witch is really nice. Seasoned Hollowblade takes the field. You know, I was thinking when I played the forest last turn, I should have played the pathway, and this is the punish. It keeps happening to me. I've got to learn that lesson, don't I? All right, let's keep the flyer getting in there. Every point of damage can help us nickel and dime the opponent to death when the bastion pops off. Hey, at least Snarls have a chance of entering the battlefield untapped. I think a lot of people, including myself, we get a little flustered when it just hits the battlefield tapped. But at least it had the chance of being untapped. A temple never enters the battlefield untapped. A Fable Passage never enters the battlefield untapped on turn 1, 2, and 3. Or, I guess it does, but the land it fetches doesn't. Now let's see. Did Mono White bring their Skyclave Apparition or their Sky Maul? What's it gonna be? Hey, keep touching my witch. It's Sky Maul. Alright. I guess you're gonna rumble. Means the witch gets in for 3, which is awesome. I don't think the Savior wants to block the Pest. We did draw another land, so we can play this reveal. Nice. See? Told you it had a chance. We attack first, I think? And no, I'm not holding back the eye twitch to block. We're more aggressive than we look, and we have a lot more life gain than it appears. Boom. The pests are here. Dude, if I draw a Valentin, and I can play the 4/4 side, and then we can gain a life either from a pest dying or from sacrificing it, and pump the squad, so much damage. Even if we just draw a plum here, it's insane. So we are really close to going completely crazy. Our opponent finds Skyclave Apparition. That's unfortunate. Target the witch, they have to pay 3 life. They're at 13. Like, that's a lot. All right, so one thing at a time. We'll resolve this ability. They pay 3. Make sure that resolves first. We'll sacrifice here. Draw some cards. Unfortunately, we don't get the Magecraft trigger. We could have sacrificed a pest and still made another pest, but that's just spinning our wheels. Doesn't actually affect anything. Lovestruck Beast, huh? So, we can go fetch the removal spell and exile the Hollowblade. Do we attack here? We can also play Lovestruck Beast, Village Rites. With the opponent at 10, I'm still not afraid. Like, what could they do? They could play the God of Battle. That's what they could do. And then we'd need to gain a life and go up to 11. Yeah, which we would from the Village Rites. All right, let's keep trying to be aggressive. Hey-ya! Two more cards. There's a plum. Now we just need a bastion. Opponent falls to 6. We'll play you, revealing another swamp, because we sequenced smartly. Heart's Desire. Here's the beast. All right, Bastion, where are you at? Bastion for lethal would be nice. All right, they have a Daxo, so they have a little life gain. They have another savior for more indestructibility. And they keep attacking with this Hollowblade. So what's the play? Another Snarl, all right. It's getting to be a lot. Now remember, we lose a life for every sacrifice with the plum. We gain a life for every pest here. I'm not sure what the play is. This is a tough one. The ones I'm not afraid of. I can minimize the 2/2. I can exile the Daxos. Still force the opponent to get through with their Hollow Blade, and I have an Eye Twitch. So I think we do this. That would be the wrong button. Coming down to the wire. And then we have to attack very carefully. I also am not sure how things resolve. So, like, see, they give up a savior. If we attack with multiple pests, they can block one of them. But I guess if it dies, we gain a life. And we get a little more damage through. Let's go. So what they can do is put Savior in front of Beast, Skyclave in front of something else, Savior in front of something else, sack Savior, protect Savior. Or they can save a Savior for a Blood Chief's Thirst or something, but yeah. So Savior protecting Savior here is a pretty good line for them. They kill 2 pests. They take 1 damage. I gain 2 life. They lose 1 Savior. Maybe that wasn't great. Oh, they actually did it a little differently than I would have. Up to 7, 7 to 6, very close. Very close with Plum hanging out. Opponent missing land drops means these are all spells. We have to close the game because they have a lot more spells than we do. Expecting things like Halvar, a second Sky Maul. I'm sure they have it very close to lethal, but also if they make one mistake, they're going to die. Another Daxos. I don't like that. I do not like that. Alright, we'll block here. And let's go learn how to cast a Containment Breach. We have 2 interesting options. We can go after the Daxos, which forces them to sack a Savior if they want to keep it, or we can go after the Sky Maul and take away their ability to fly. I don't know about that. I'm very scared that they have another Sky Maul. That draw of a Containment Breach is interesting too. So let's go after the Daxos and see if they wish to save it. Then we'll play an Eye Twitch, probably just hold up Plum of the Forbidden. If the opponent sacrifices the Savior, this has Indestructible, it just blocks the Beast. I think we still get a Pest though, which is a good reason to make this play. I don't get a Pest. Destroy target if its value is 2 or less. Okay, I guess it had to be destroyed. Too bad. Man, we're gonna have to go for the Bastion. We're just going to have to dig very, very deep here, throw away the board, and hope to hit more token generators and the Bastion. So here's the Skyclave. Skyclave targets the Eye Twitch, unfortunately. All right, so we can sacrifice it now. We have to leave a blocker. Preferably 2, because we're going to take at least 5. So we need 2 blockers on the ground. So 1, 2, 3. And remember, we pay 1 life for each, so even though we're gaining life from the pest, we are going down in life. Please don't be land. Land. Land? Come on now. Now you're just messing with me. Let's go get some pests. No! Oh my goodness. What a troll of a deck. The deck trolled me. And I'm at 5. I lost anyway. Yeah, because of the 1 extra life from the 4. Why, deck? Why you do this? But yeah, I threw it myself. All right, 3 lands. We'll see if we flood out on this one. It has been a floody day. It's hard to get your synergies together when you draw a lot more lands than you probably want to. Usually floody isn't bad for me. Usually floody is where I want to be because I play decks that are more power, less synergy. So might have to adjust my strategy playing some of these. Let's go. They played Shatter Skull Smashing. They probably have a Bone Crusher Giant. Let's hunt the specimens first. Make sure that we get something out of this. These Wither Blooms. Also, it would be great to Village Rite something that's about to get Bone Crushed. Oh, come on. That's obnoxious. Valky. Where's my Bone Crushers? I want to punish this. You know what I hate most about Valky? If you allow me to have a moment of airing of grievance, it holds priority for infinity. At least the opponent's clicking through very, pretty fast. Thank you. All right, so Wither Bloom. Black mana. Although, man, I'm going to regret it if I draw a Snarl, but if I have a Lovestruck Beast, I'm going to want to play this on green, and to have Village Rites up, I want to play this on black. And we want Village Rites up because they'll probably play a Bone Crusher Giant on this. We want to deny them the 4/3. They also might steal it. They're Rakdos. Yep. Opponent does not want to rumble. There's a Bastion. Let's get it on the field. Pretty cool. We definitely do not take Village Rites down against this deck. They're going to play a Crow in War. They're going to play Claim. We're not giving them our toys. They're ours. Mine. Kroxa. That's rude. What's the right discard? Probably the Pest Summoning, because this gets another. Like, this does fetch another when it dies. Kroxa in an empty graveyard is nice, though. I always get a little confused when the decks that steal stuff play Kroxa. Is it really just because they hate rogues? Maybe. All right, we're changing the Valky. I like it. It won't hold priority no more. Who wants to rumble? How are you going to fill the graveyard for Kroxa if you don't rumble? Okay. 0 rumble. There's a Snarl. Nice. Do we hold it for the Kroxa? For another Kroxa? Maybe? I don't know. Game is hard. If it were an untapped land, I could buy the Gigantha, but it's not. Really? Block? Let's see what you got here. All right, I'm open to theories about why that was a play anyone would make. Let's go get a We get a summoning. If we get the fumes, the necrotic fumes, our opponent will just wait them out. They'll just wait until they can make us discard it before they play anything worth fuming. All right. My incredible ability to find lands in my deck continues. But where's the plum? Is it plum time yet? Can we party? My play queue experiments with this deck were just... every single game was like Magecraft popping off. Ladder is a different story. People try to mess with you, see? Been hanging on to that Bone Crusher Giant. It's just burning a hole in you. They might be able to play Valky on 7. That's kind of scary. You think their last 2 cards are Valky and a land? Doesn't seem too likely. I still want to hold out on Village Rites until the last possible moment, even though we might draw into more Village Rites and more plums. We have a lot of them. With my luck, we don't usually draw them. So I'm holding out. I'm holding on to avoid claim, to avoid a Crowan War. All right, opponent tanking. They tapped all their mana. They're sitting here with an attack of a 2/2 if they want it, which we would snap off that trade. 2 pests, and we drain them, and we gain, and we get back another Witherbloom. Like, that's an easy block. They should know that. So, I don't know. Might be a DC. I guess I'll reconnect in case it's me, since I don't see a timer. Cool. I'm still ranked. I didn't lose rank somehow. What the heck just happened? Am I? It said I'm still 371. I'm still 371. The hell? The game just disappeared. Wow, we've got Valentin for like for the first time today, showing you how weird our draws have been. Let's keep it. Let's go. Yeah, anybody having that glitch now where rank doesn't change and you just... the game is gone. It's just gone into the aether. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is mono white. I'll tell you who doesn't like Valentin. It's Luris. Luris hates this card. Selfless Savior isn't a fan either. Pest Summoning. Rock and roll. Next turn we have Witch. Turn after that we have the Dean of the Root. And then things might get absolutely silly. Depends on if the opponent wants to stop us. Okay. Playing around drawing a Snarl, which has come up way more than I ever thought it would. Here's a Witch. Okay, opponent has Alcide. Not a Skyclave, not a Skymall, not a bad, you know, not a, I was going to say BA. Not a really good 3-drop, which white decks typically have, so... not sure what's coming now. Pacifism. Would you like to pay 3 life to make it so this can't attack or block, but I still get my Magecraft triggers? Well, what's it gonna be? Yep. 3 life paid. Counter. Are you going to rumble? You are going to rumble. I wonder if they'll block the Valentin now. If they block with 2 creatures, one will die and get exiled. And I have another trigger, but I don't think it's worth it. I think the play is definitely to play this, the Dean of the Root, and get set up for next turn when we can start gaining life and growing our army. And really pop off. There might be a giant killer, but I think we take the chance. And then we have another one to play if the opponent spends their turn on giant killer. I would just prefer to cast Pest Summoning and then attack with Valentin to gain the life. Pacifism, that will not stop what I'm going to do to you. Opponent thinks they broke white aggro by adding Pacifism. It is cheap, and it's good if combat's all that matters in the format. But this deck in particular really isn't impressed by Pacifism. Oh my gosh, we get to do cool things. Get hyped! Because of Menace, this is getting through. We're gaining life. We're putting a counter on everything. If the Savior wants to trade with the Pest, that's awesome because we gain another life and we put another counter on everything. Yeah. Feels good. Feels good. So many Alcedes. Opponent's now trying to suit up the lifelinker. They're scrambling. They're scrambling. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh my goodness. How do we want to do it? Let's get into combat and then mess them up mid-combat. With the Witch, with the life gain triggers, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy. Here come the blocks. All right. If we pass, they'll probably give something indestructible, but just in case they wouldn't. All right, we're sacrificing you. Are we sacrificing anything else? The Witch is going to make copies, which is awesome. You know what? You know what? You only live once. Am I missing lethal by doing this? It's close. I don't care. I don't care right now. Look at the Witch triggers. Look at the draw triggers. Look at the life gain triggers. This is insane. Look at the cards. Oh, yes. I wish I could stack them differently, but I don't think that's how it works with the resolution. Next time I'll turn on auto order and we'll try to figure that out, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. All right, that's an exile. Black. I don't gain the life, unfortunately, but I do have this sweet 6/6, and it does get some damage through because it has trample because of the Dean. Oh my goodness. We didn't draw another plum, but we do have Village Rites and a Witherbloom for more nonsense next turn. We have Witch, Witherbloom, Village Rites. Oh my goodness. And a mana to pay for the life that we gained. Opponent passes the turn. How about another witch? How about an apprentice? Roar! Let's go. We'll sack the one that the Alseed blocks so that they don't gain the life, and then pump the rest of the squad. Triggers. Seven, let trample lifelink menace over here, by the way. Opponent goes to 2. What you got? What you got? Good game. Yeah. I understand. Whap. Can we break back into the top 300 here? That's a lot of village rights and a Yorian. Oh man. This is not my idea of great, but it's, I mean, we've got the best card in the format just hanging out, so let's go. Let's go. I have a feeling that we're too slow to beat Ultimatum consistently. I think the perfect draws can beat them, but I think otherwise we're too slow. And I think 3 village rights and now 4 lands is a bit of a meme. So I don't like our chances. Foretell. There's a plum. Might just have to play that to just draw a card. Okay, so this is control. Let's go for it. Just try to draw 1 card here and speed up our deck. Feast or famine, man. Sometimes I can't draw anything to sacrifice a card. And then I draw all the sacrifice and just 1 body. There's a bastion. All right, let's put it to the opponent. See if they can kill the beast. Or counter the beast. They probably can. They saw the beast coming. How did they know? What do we want more, the beast or the bastion? I think the bastion, actually. I think the beast is a bit of a decoy in this deck. So we put this out there, making the 1/1, they counter it. Hopefully bastion will just resolve here. Tough crowd, tough crowd. Two to the top as well. It's gonna be a tough one. I love this blue-black control deck. The good news is we don't have space in our deck taken up by removal spells. The bad news is we're very prone to flooding. Like, the flooding is... Whew! It's been something today. No shark attack. Let's go ahead and buy a Gigantha. Would you like to put counters on your Crawling Barons? Nope, we got more omens. Village rights can get negated, so I'm going to watch for the opponent to tap out. There are also better things to negate. I wish I had that plum back, although probably was right thing to do, drawing the card at the time. Hard cast Shark Typhoon, here we go. So we need a learn card. If we get a learn card, we can destroy this. Let's try to draw into one, even though we're giving up some damage with this play. We need all of our mana. That doesn't learn. There's 8 of them in the deck. Can't get them. Wow. Savaged by our own deck. Oh, that feels bad. All right, play these cards. The opponent has their Shark Typhoon. We have to try to drain them out with the Bastions. It's the only way. It is doable. We have Plum. We have the Apprentice, which when you cast Plum, it copies, but we need more creatures. We're just drawing all lands and spells. Buys Yorion. Anything else? Yorion's very scary here. Come on. Oh my lord. It's been I flood every game today. It's been crazy. Now, as soon as I cut lands, trust me, and I've tried it, it doesn't happen that way. All right, so this is going to be a Plum turn at some point. I don't know when, but we're going for a Plum. And it would be awesome if Gigantha resolved. Thank you. I don't think we attack here. I definitely don't want to risk that. I guess we could do this and get the opponent to make their move and then we Plum, but I think we just no attack end turn. Okay, they're not using their mana either. They must have a counter as well. Because they didn't charge their Barons. There's not much they can do, though, when we put Plum on the stack. Here's the event. So we don't want to sacrifice the Apprentice. We want the triggers. Here we go. The burn plan. I guess I could have had a card, and maybe it wasn't worth it. Although, no, it's worth 3, right? Okay, we do get more damage this way. The lands! Come on, deck! The lands! They name odd to keep their shark. Interesting. Okay. I will play Witch. Opponent at 6. I will play the Witch. That probably gets countered, but we'll see. The rope comes out, rightfully so. This is very close. That resolves. Village Rites. I'm going to sacrifice the Eye Twitch. That's a lot of triggers. They're going to go down to 3. We just need to make one more creature die. They now go for the Heartless Act on the Apprentice. Okay. That's 2 more. So, how do we end the game? We don't have anything without Summoning Sickness. We can blow up the Shark Typhoon. We can cast Pest Summoning, which, if they kill any of them, they lose. I think we blow up the Typhoon. The cards, we just need a way to sacrifice there, and we win. But we didn't find it. But we've got them at 1. And I don't know how they get out of this. Shadow's Verdict? They have to exile them. They can't kill them or they die. Or they need a way to gain a lot of life. Yorian! Burn plan fully engaged here. Another witch, huh? I'm pretty sure they're dead. Pretty sure you're dead. Okay, they GG. Let's go for this. Dean of the Root, in case they find a way to kill these pests without dying somehow. I don't know what it could be. Don't ask. A lot of cards in Magic. Try not to assume I know that there's absolutely no card in the format that saves them. Opponent decides to go out like this. Oh yeah. Grow the squad. Got him. Got the job done. All right. No green on the draw, possibly against rogues, and this is the hand. We'll draw it. We'll draw the green. They don't like this card much. It's very obnoxious for them. All right. Our problem has been too much mana all day. Will today be that horrible... Will this be that horrible moment when it all falls apart? Bastion, nice. It's got Menace. Don't fear your Enforcer. Begin the hunt for the specimens. Oh, I don't have the one that fetches a land in here anymore. I took it out. All right, pests it is. No greens. All right, another swamp. Sure. If they let the Bastion resolve, a Drown can't save them from Plum. So they have to manage the board, which is hard unless they have Crippling Fear. Not many lists do. Not enough of the people who play rogues watch the videos I do with rogues. All right, there we go. Just in time, Snarly. All right, so if we attack here, if the opponent flashes in, they go up to 5. This has Menace and Lifelink. We can kill the Enforcer, make a pest. I think we just try for this first. See what they do. We do need it pretty badly, but we can't sit around. Okay, Drown in the Lock. Great. Great. Love it. Maybe I was supposed to go for Lovestruck Beast. We are green bottlenecked, and I played a black card. That's pretty sketch. Yeah, that wasn't the play. And it's not just because of the counter either. It wasn't the play for a lot of reasons. The mana is the most important one. Now, you see we have all these green cards, but we're bottlenecked. We can only play 1 per turn. Let's go ahead and make a 1/1. And let's summon some pests. And just be really aggressive since they spent the turn buying Lurrus and missed a land drop. They don't have any creatures in the graveyard, and Valentin is very good against Lurrus. Here it comes. All right, their hand is like into the story, etc. Still bottlenecked. Does hold us off very effectively. Where's the plum, baby? Miss the land drop, miss the land drop. Miss it! Miss it! No! No! Don't do it to me! Don't you do it to me. Ow! No! No! And they've probably got like at least one into the story, probably two, based on the way the game's played so far. That's game, man. We just lost. Oh, the mana was so brutal. Ooh, really? Do they not know how this card works? It's possible. We got a reader. Big old 5/5 or big old 5/5 plus an eye twitch. We have to keep using our green mana as often as we can. Let's get the eye twitch out there. The opponent casts Into the Story. That's just my prediction. At least we did our best to put some pressure on the board. Yeah, I messed this game up really badly. Just on that Bastion play. Could have changed everything if I did it differently. Village Rights. Interesting. Let's play you. This is the part where we have to start like draining the opponent, I guess. Let's send all of you, except for the Valentin. The opponent, if they block the Valentin with a Ruin Crab and a Lurrus, puts us in a really ugly spot. Lurrus will line up on a Pest. That's the one we're going to sacrifice to Village Rights. All right, if we draw a Plum, that would be sweet. If we draw a land and a Bastion, that would be sweet. A little drain from the Witherbloom Apprentice. A whole bunch of damage. There's a Plum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're at 7. Oh, we're going hard. We could also wait till next turn, but we'll have so many cards. I think it's worth going for. Wait, it's just lethal because of the original, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the burn mode. Burn mode engaged. Did we do it? Uh-huh, no kidding. As long as I don't deck myself. Meow. You dead! Get out, rogues! Make way! Make way for Witherbloom! And we are back for the post-game wrap, and I do believe I was able to put together a pretty good look at what the deck is capable of. It doesn't have removal, so don't play it like a control deck. It is an aggro combo deck. You have to chip in for damage, you have to try to gain life and surprise your opponent, and you have to pop off with Village Rights into Bastion, into Plum, and all the Magecraft cards all in one turn and surprise them. So the more this deck is around, the more people will know how to play against it to protect their life total, and they know the power that Plum the Forbidden really has. So as far as is this a tier 1 deck in the meta, I think this is a really exciting deck for the first 1 or 2 weeks. When people figure out how it works, they're going to have to adapt. One of the best cards against this deck out of a sideboard or main deck is this. But yeah, I do believe that this deck won't age well in the meta unless it can find a way to adapt to the rest of the meta. But if you are willing to take a chance on a deck and you want to play this for the first few weeks of the format, and now is the time. Hit them with it before they're prepared. Once they've watched this video and once the world is adapting to it, it gets a lot harder. But it's fun. It's new. I think that's what people are really looking for right now. So hopefully we delivered on that today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Another huge thank you to everybody who supported the channel in the last week. And for those who can't afford to, remember, watching the videos is supporting the videos. Watching the content is supporting the content. So sincere thank you out there to all of you. If you can afford it, hitting the join button below for $4.99 a month supports all the content that I make. Over 800 days in a row now releasing MTG videos, sometimes multiples a day. It's crazy. All right. How do I end videos? Oh yeah, that's right. You're cool.